everybody? Welcome back to the Crossing Kin living room. Yeah, never mind.
We're here through August.
Yeah, if you got a pool, go get in it. Especially if you're in Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, south of, like to the Canadian border.
I was about to say anything lower than Kentucky. Get somewhere cool. All right, today we are doing something a little different. I'm calling it a highlight of one of our favorite actors.
Wait a minute, we don't do different here at Crossing Kin, do we?
We do different every day.
Every week we do something different. That's what makes us so fun. Like, notify, ring that notification bell, tell your friends.
Comment, subscribe, all the things. And we will remind you to do those same things at the end of the video as
Absolutely.
well. Today we are highlighting the actor Alan Tudyk.
Who is Alan Tudyk? What?
Alan Tudyk is... well, he's a little bit of everything, quite honestly. He's a voice actor, he's a film actor, he's a television actor. He has had a fantastic career since 1997.
One of the things about Alan Tudyk is he's a supporting character.
Yes. Very rarely has he played the lead.
I'm unaware.
Ever.
Yeah.
If he has ever played the lead, please let us know down in the comments. As I said, we love Alan Tudyk in the Crossing Kin household, and I'm actually planning on trying to find a couple of the first roles that I want to mention here in a minute, just to see, how big his part was, because again, first roles, and if the film was any good. So if you know of anything that we don't mention, again, we're going to talk about what we've seen him in, primarily. Please tell us some of the other stuff Alan has been part of that we can go investigate.
As Kirsten said, we're calling this the Tutelage to Tudyk. And Mr. Tudyk, if you happen to be watching here at Crossing Kin, welcome to the family. Please let us know what you think as we go through. We'd love to have your opinion too.
All right, so like I said, Alan has been working since 1997. His first role was a movie called 35 Miles from Normal. I have never heard of it. It doesn't have a very high rating on IMDb, 4.7 something stars, I think. But his next listing on that was in 1998 with Patch Adams, which starred Robin Williams. But his big break came with the film Knight's Tale, which we have covered here on Crossing Kin when we did our recast it. I believe the card will be over Dad's head of that film. Go and check our video on Knight's Tale out because it is a phenomenal movie.
It's a good film. It's a good film. And one of the things that we allude to in our recast it is the soundtrack is just killer. If you've never listened to the soundtrack to A Knight's Tale, go. It's classic rock. It's songs that you'll know, and there's no covers. Go back to last week, and we just love the soundtrack. We love everything about Knight's Tale. It stars Heath Ledger. Alan Tudyk is again one of these phenomenal. I think he steals the show.
He does.
That's a movie. The supporting characters really do steal the show.
I mean, Alan Tudyk and Paul Bettany, they really do they make a phenomenal pairing. I would love to see them back in a film together. I think that would be fantastic. And while he is not featured on the soundtrack, Alan Tudyk does sing a couple of times throughout the course of Knight's Tale.
I just had a great idea for a recast it.
Oh, goodness.
Paul Bettany, Alan Tudyk, the road movies by Bing and Bob.
Oh my gosh, they would murder each other.
Think about that for just a minute. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Bing Crosby and Bob Hope did a string of the Road to certain area movies back in the 50s, I believe.
Alan in the Bob Hope role and Paul in the Bing.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Now, we'd have to cast a great female lead to go along with them.
Well,
Liv Tyler. There you have it, folks.
A little mini recast it right here in the Tutelage of Tudyk. All right, so yes, Knight's Tale, that was probably his breakout role, and it led to probably one of my favorite roles of his, the character of Hoban Washburn, they call him Wash, it's a nickname, in Firefly, and then its follow-up movie, Serenity.
You guys that love sci-fi, there is a following, a cult following.
They're called browncoats. That is the Firefly fan base.
While we don't necessarily consider ourselves browncoats, we love, well, Kirsten considers herself all of that stuff. But anyway, we love this television show. If you've never watched Firefly, go binge it, and it's follow-up movie
Serenity.
Serenity. It is, if, especially if you like science fiction. If you like Nathan Fillion, you will be able to. It's again Alan
All-star
Tudyk,
cast beyond just Alan Tudyk. We've
without
got
doubt.
classic Ron Glass. We've got Gina Torres, Nathan Fillion, as Dad mentioned, and Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk are now like basically besties because of meeting on this show.
Right.
And let's just be honest, Wash is pretty much everybody's favorite character.
He again is that supporting role, but he steals the show in every scene that he's in. Absolutely every scene. He is such a brilliant method actor, so to speak, and he plays that quirky on the edge character extremely, extremely well.
But with a heart of absolute pure gold.
Without doubt. Some of his later roles that we'll tell you about in a little bit show his diversity as an actor. He's not typecast
No.
as that role
No.
because he has appeared in many, many different television shows and other movies where he has played just an amalgam of roles that show his diversity as an actor. And again, making him endearing to us here at Crossing Kin.
But Wash is he's a leaf on the wind, and we watch how he soars.
That's one of those things that is really that is where we became embracing Alan
Yes.
Tudyk as an actor
That's
and
where we
really
fell in love with him.
wanted to see anything and everything that he's involved in, before and after Firefly and Serenity. But that to us, that's the height of where he is.
Up next, we have I, Robot. This is a Will Smith movie. It also stars Bridget Moynihan. I really hope I'm
Okay.
saying her last
Yeah.
name right. She's famous for Blue Bloods. As Dad and I have mentioned, we love that show as well. Alan plays the titular robot.
Is it a voiceover or is he?
He did the mocap as
Wow,
well,
that's
I think,
cool.
or at least some of the mocap. Like in obviously this robot does a lot of springy, jumpy stuff where that was fully animated. But I think in the moments where he's like just sitting having a conversation with Will Smith or lying on a table, I think Alan did some of the mocap for it. And the character of Sunny, that is the robot's name, it's very calm. Like there's very little quirk. Like yes, he cracks a couple of jokes with Will Smith because it's an early 2000s Will Smith movie. You didn't know how to do anything but crack a couple of jokes. But anytime Sonny isn't with Will Smith, he's got this very serene, calming presence. Like it's go watch the movie. It's cheesy as all get outs. And if you're a fan of the original I, Robot book, it's not that. It's so very far from that. It's hilarious. But Alan Tudyk is the highlight of this film for me. And in a movie where Will Smith is the star, that is always saying something. I don't know if he steals the show from Will Smith because let's be honest, it's impossible. But Alan balances this movie
That's a good point.
out.
Yeah, that's good.
He because Will Smith always has his Will Smith energy and that could power a small city.
Right.
Alan brings it back and in my opinion, he keeps this movie from being a standard early 2000s robot flick, and he is the reason I even remember any aspect.
It sounds like that he is so diametrically opposed to the roles that he had in
Firefly and Knight's Tale. Yeah.
that he shows his first of all his acting chops, but bringing that back into being the more dramatic as well as.
This is a primarily voice role, some mocap work, and this is in the early days of mocap. The effects are not fantastic, but they're passable.
You make me want to see it now, Kristen. Yeah,
that's my goal. Okay, up next, we are going to talk about this one as little as possible, just because YouTube and this is a family channel. He had a role in CSI. He was not a very nice person in CSI.
Just go watch CSI. We love that television show.
Go watch all 15 seasons and keep an eye out for Alan Tudyk and I think season 10. All right. Up next, we have Wreck-It Ralph. This is one of his first animated movies that I found on his IMDb credit that we know, or at least I know. I don't think you've seen it, or if you have, you've only seen pieces.
Right.
He plays King Candy. I'm not going to spoil if you haven't seen it. Dad hasn't seen it, and I actually think you would like the movie pretty well. But King Candy is not the good guy in this film. Let's say that. And he kind of also Alan kind of plays two characters, and the voice he uses for King Candy, which is kind of the Mad Hatter voice from Alice in Wonderland.
Sure.
That's the best way I can describe it. Um, and then he has another voice that's deeper and a little scarier. And it's just like, when did Alan Tudyk learn how to be scary?
Mm.
Because even in the bad guy role he played on CSI, he didn't use a scary voice. He didn't make himself scary. He just was Alan Tudyk
Sinister
sinisterly.
Alan Tudyk.
This is Alan Tudyk trying to be scary, and boy, howdy does he succeed, in my humble opinion.
Check out Disney's Wreck-It Ralph.
Next, we have 42, The Jackie Robinson Story.
Good film.
This film is great. It was my first introduction to Chadwick Boseman, who would go on to play Black Panther in the MCU. We lost him back in 2019, shortly after Endgame came out,
Right.
I believe, or shortly before. Mr. Boseman, we miss you dearly every day. And in 42, Alan Tudyk once again plays against his lovable type by being the absolute worst. He is, for all intents and purposes, he is the primary antagonist of this film. Or if you like, he is what the actual antagonistic nature of this film, which is, culturism, racism.
Right.
He is all of that boiled down into one character so that, the audience actually has somebody to hate.
Yeah, if you love baseball, watch this film.
If you like history.
If you like history, watch this film.
Also stars Harrison Ford.
Absolutely. If you want to get caught up in all of the conversations about culture, this isn't, this is a film that has that conversation, but stop.
It's a biopic of Jackie Robinson.
Celebrate Jackie Robinson and his accomplishments on the baseball field. And yes, he broke some barriers of color. Absolutely. We do not want to diminish that by any stretch of the imagination. And they were barriers that needed to be broken at the time. But it's a great baseball flick, too.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Moving right along, we have Frozen. He played the Duke of Wesselton, the secondary antagonist, the absolute dork of a Duke in this film.
Dork of a Duke. Did you catch that? That's great.
Like
I like that.
Do you like that?
I like that. Can I use that? Okay, awesome.
May.
Sweet.
But yeah, he's not intimidating in this film. He's conniving, and again, if you didn't tell me this was Alan, I wouldn't know it was Alan. His voice he's becoming the next Jim Cummings.
That's awesome. That's high praise right there. Because Jim Cummings is a Disney legend.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if you didn't know Jim Cummings' voice acting, you wouldn't know he goes from Winnie the Pooh to Ray to Tigger. You wouldn't know he goes from Tigger to Ray in Princess and the Frog. Like, his voice is amazing, and we may have to highlight him one of these days. But Alan is becoming Disney's new Jim Cummings.
Yeah, the color of Cummings coming soon to Crossington.
All right, moving on from Frozen, we have Big Hero 6. Plays a businessman in this one. The voice of a businessman.
The man's range, and he's becoming more known for his voiceover work
at the moment,
than his on-screen appearances, and that's okay.
He has been a voice in, I think, every Disney animated movie since Wreck-It Ralph.
That's cool.
He has been some form of voice, and we're going to get into a stretch and say he voiced a character here in a little bit. But
was he in Wish?
Yes, he was.
Wow.
We've not seen Wish.
Wow.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay,
again,
sorry.
We've not seen Wish. We've also not seen Strange Worlds, but he did have voice credits on those according to IMDb.
Gotcha. Cool.
So yeah, Big Hero 6, he plays Cray. He's the MacGuffin character. Let's just be honest. He's the look over here. This is where you need to be focusing so you don't see the twist villain coming. Zootopia. He kind of parodied his role as the dorky Duke in Frozen by being Duke Weaselton in Zootopia. He is the weasel that's selling like the bootleg DVDs, kind of is the CI for Judy Hopps. You've seen Zootopia,
yes,
so
I know
you
film.
know who I'm talking about. But he's kind of more of the gangsta Weaselton. Duke Weaselton. Like, that's kind of the voice he strikes. And again, if I hadn't read the trivia beforehand saying that Alan was doing this Weasel, I wouldn't have known it was Alan Tudyk. And here is one where we definitely didn't know it was him until we read the credits. Moana! He he literally got paid probably thousands upon thousands of dollars to go into a sound booth and scream.
What's cool is that I'm curious if he's going to be in the live production of Moana. I suspect as much.
If he doesn't get to voice Hey Hey the Chicken in live action Moana and the sequel that is coming,
That's coming, right.
then something has gone horribly wrong, and Disney just did Alan Tudyk dirty.
Again, one of those roles that steals the show as he goes. How do you steal the show with that?
When you've got The Rock right here and the beautiful music of Lin-Manuel Miranda,
and you're playing a chicken, and you steal the show,
and everybody's
salute,
and everyone's just talking about Hey Hey. It's just
exactly. I mean, that was the thing. As you came out of the theater, or as you finished the movie, you're talking about the chicken.
Best animal sidekick in a long
time. Absolutely.
Up next, we have Rogue One.
What was he in Rogue
droid.
One? Oh, that's right.
He's K2SO.
Yes.
The Alan Tudyk droid that I really cried over.
That's so good. Yes, Rogue One. Now let's go back to this for just a second. We've had this conversation in I want to say last year's Star Wars month.
No, because we ranked the movies this past
May. So go back and check out Star Wars month at Crossing Kin, and you'll hear where we put Rogue One in the Skywalker saga. We like this film. There are a lot of people who are not huge fans, but we like Rogue One. You want to go back and watch Andor, just to kind of get some of the gaps filled in prior to watching Rogue One. But if you've not seen the film, go and watch Rogue One.
Now, something that I want to highlight about Alan. One of the funniest parts in the movies is when they're kind of trying to just get through this planet, and Alan, he's a reprogrammed Imperial droid, and
once again a voiceover role.
Also did the mocap work. He was on set, and that is what I'm about to talk about. There's a bit where they get stopped, and he's like, "I'm taking these prisoners to blah blah blah," and Andor is looking at him, and he goes, "Don't look at me," and he smacks him. That was ad-libbed. You could see Diego Luna covering his mouth because he had just been smacked, and he's trying not to laugh because of Alan's ad-lib, because he knew that was too funny, and they
kept it in the film.
He knew that was probably going to get kept in the film, so he's covering
That's awesome.
And staying in character so that Alan's ad-lib can be kept in the film.
That's fantastic.
Again, I probably messed up like the context, but the smack that K2SO gives Andor in that scene and Diego covering his mouth, that was ad-lib.
We're going to watch Rogue One now just to see that.
Moving right along, we have Ralph Breaks the Internet. He has a smaller role in this, not really worth talking about. He's the search engine.
And that's the Wreck-It Ralph sequel.
Yes, that is the Wreck-It Ralph sequel. It was very low on my Disney list. But Alan Tudyk playing a search engine that doesn't function very well is kind of hysterical. Up next, we have the Aladdin live-action remake where he played Iago.
Oh, I forgot that one too.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome because he did a really good Iago.
Uh-huh. I mean, he doesn't talk much. He's not sitting on his shoulder like the Aflac Duck voice man was talking to Scar. He's actually a parrot, but he is mumbling words. And this is one of the few times where I was able to detect that it was Alan, just because I've started to recognize his voice, and he does his voice with a slight strain so that it sounds more like a bird, or like a parrot rather.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you're not wrong. He does Gilbert Gottfried.
That's right. He was the original voice actor.
He does a good homage to Gilbert Gottfried, who died just before the Aladdin Revelation came out, I think. Yep. Just before or just after, I think. Yeah. He's new Iago.
And he did a great job. That's one of those Disney live action films that we've talked about in a previous Crossing Kin as well. That okay, yeah, the cover is never as good as the original.
Check it off your bingo cards.
Yeah, check it off your bingo cards.
Anyway, up next, Tudyk seems to like playing Disney birds because he also voices the toucan in Encanto, and this is literally not even a voice. There are no words. He goes, "Meh, meh." Again, thousands upon thousands of dollars Mr. Tudyk was paid to make little bird noises in a booth. I want that life.
This shows his brilliance. He negotiated with Disney to go and get paid. Congratulations, sir.
Every little
Absolutely.
uses his
Oh, but yeah, exactly.
site.
NIL deals. It's crazy. So you are a very, very savvy actor, Mr.
Next, we have Disenchanted. He played the scroll. Basically, he's the search engine again. He's the
Again.
little scroll that tells, I forgot her name. Amy Adams' character,
Right.
Giselle, how to fix the mess she made.
Not a great movie. Not a great
but
sequel.
Alan Tudyk was very wonderful in it, as he is in everything. And last up, for what we know him from, The Rookie. Reuniting with Nathan Fillion from his Firefly days. He's only appeared in like two episodes.
Right.
But everybody loves him. Everybody's waiting for his character to come back.
Right. He steals the show in the 2 episodes.
Cleanup man.
It's a perfect role for Alan Tudyk. And you get to see a vulnerability that in all of his other roles you've never seen before, especially when he was with Nathan before. He was this brash, go get it, sort of brave, but not really.
He had a really sweet side when he was paired with Gina Torres, when it was just them two, but anytime Nathan was on screen, it was not. He was the jokey sidekick character, Nathan's hero.
We love him in The Rookie. Hey, producers of The Rookie, bring him as a recurring character.
All right. That's all the roles we really know him from. I know he has a ton of other roles. There was a show called Suburbatory that he was in with the girl from Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I've yet to see that. I don't know where to stream it. So if you guys know where to stream it, let me know, because I'm curious about that show.
Suburgatory, I think is
Suburbatory, something like that.
Yeah. It was ABC. I mean, it sounds like he's on an exclusive contract to ABC with all the Disney stuff that he's doing as well.
Something I did want to mention, because this was a big part of his IMDb thing. He has made a myriad of DC animated appearances.
Wow.
He voices the Green Arrow a lot, but he has also voiced Superman.
Wow.
And I think he voiced Batman at one point. He's voiced almost every male member of the Justice League.
That's cool.
I think he's played the Flash at one point, but he had more Green Arrow credits, so when I wrote this down, I mostly just wrote Green Arrow, but he has, I think he's voiced Superman at one point, if I remember reading that correctly, and I think he might have given a little voice to Batman at one point. So he's also been a DC superhero. And like I said, he's still a go-to voice actor for all things Disney. So that's it. That's everything we've seen Alan in. We adore this actor.
If you haven't guessed it, we really, really like this actor. We've liked him. We've liked him even when he was a bad guy, because he shows, and that's one of the things about acting. You have to show your range, so to speak.
Your versatility. And if you can't play both a bad guy and a good guy convincingly, you're going to wind up getting typecast and never get a chance to do anything else.
And he doesn't ever appear to be that actor who's like, I need to be the lead. He's always that supporting role that comes on and, for lack of a better expression, gives the color to the
universe.
He does in The Rookie. The scenes that he is in, go and binge The Rookie too. It's a great show on Hulu. It's available that way. But binge it. It's an interesting premise. We like Nathan Fillion. Castle was his original television show.
So the cast is phenomenal as well.
Absolutely, without doubt. Absolutely a great ensemble cast on The Rookie. Well, we've given you some great streaming options for this hot summer, and we've also perhaps introduced you to Alan Tudyk, one of our favorite actors, as we've done the Tutelage to Tudyk.
And again, you may not have even realized that you'd seen Alan Tudyk in all of these things. Again, right now he is doing a ton of voice work. He has always done a bit of mocap work and voice work, and it's just astounding to me. His IMDb credits were way longer than I thought they were going to be.
That's cool.
And he's, like I said, he's been acting for almost 30 years now, since 1997, according to IMDb.com.
That's cool.
So Well done, Mr. Tudyk. We salute you. You have made a phenomenal career for yourself, and we sincerely hope you keep gracing us with your presence.
Thank you for the impact that you made to the Crossing Kin family. We salute you. Thank you so much. That's been the tutelage of Tudyk here at the Crossing Kin living room. I'm Randy.
And I'm Kristen.
We will see you in a couple of weeks where we've got another phenomenal fan type show that's book, music, video, entertainment. You never can tell what you're liable to get. We're like a box of chocolates.
Be sure that you leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a subscribe, and
ring that notification bell
so that you know every time we upload.
Tell people. Tell people. I tell people all the time, hey, did you know we've got a YouTube channel? And if you haven't noticed, it's a part of the Crossing Kin Entertainment empire, so to speak, that includes Tuesday's musical notes, which I have come back to after about a month-long break that I needed after over a decade of writing that blog every 2 weeks. It's a blog about music and life. So if you get the chance, tuesdaysmusicalnotes.blogspot.com.
Check out our community tab. I've shared them every time he does.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's
it for us from Crossing Kin, and we'll see you soon.
We're going to have a cool iced tea. Have a great day.